You're listening to Apotheosis, a Mutants and Masterminds actual play by Hallowed Haven Studios. Previously on Apotheosis. Back at the farmhouse, the band tried to make sense of the mall fight. Garmer and his wolves had been prepared for us, but the trap and collapse suggested someone had known we were coming. In the barn, we identified several dead members of the Lantern Band, a group of scions who sheltered the vulnerable, often pre-awakened scions. Clint summoned the dead, who confirmed that the missing scion was Z, but they could offer little else about the attack. Malik, a scion of Anubis, could not be summoned, and it revealed to us that a heartless child of the Pasegit may not be able to pass on to the afterlife properly. Before Clint's sister Mara departed, she made Clint promise to help reclaim Magmel. Shango arrived to put his nephew Jonah to rest and warned the boys that, even if the gods were friendly, they were not our friends. He also made his feelings about Steffan very clear. Later, Lucky and I returned to the mall. The bodies were gone, but enormous old-growth roots had grown through the building, much like that we'd seen in the safe house and in the news. We brought back a root sample and a wolf corpse, leaving the band with some much-needed downtime for some research and crafting. I'm Clara Allison, and I'm playing Blythe Zhang, the scion of Odin.
Hi, I'm Gavin Cash, and I'm playing Clint Brazos, scion of the Morrigan.
Hello, I'm Heretic. I am playing Steffan Varger, the scion of Lugh.
Hello there, I'm Alereg, and I'm playing Odin, Allfather.
Hello, I'm Bookkeeper, and I'm playing Lugh.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I'll be your storyteller for the evening. Tonight's reading comes from the Havamal, from the section sometimes called Odin's Rune Song. In it, Odin speaks of the price he paid for wisdom, wounded, hanging on the tree, offered to himself, looking down into the dark until the runes answered. For tonight's episode, remember, the gods may give counsel, but knowledge has never been free. I know that I hung on a wind-rocked tree 9 whole nights with a spear wounded, and to Odin offered myself to myself on that tree of which no one knows from what root it springs. Bread no one gave me, nor a horn of drink. Downward I peered, to runes applied myself. Wailing learnt them, then fell down thence. Potent songs, 9 from the famed son I learned of Bolthorn, bestless sire, and a draught obtained of the precious mead drawn from Odrahir. Then I began to bear fruit, and to know many things, to grow and well thrive. Word by word I sought out words, fact by fact I sought out facts. Runes thou wilt find, and explained characters, very large characters, very potent characters, which the great speaker depicted, and the high powers formed, and the powers prince graved. Odin among the Aesir, but among the Alfar, Dane and Dvalin for the dwarves, Asvid for the Jotuns. Some I myself graved. Knowest thou how to grave them? Knowest thou how to expound them? Knowest thou how to depict them? Knowest thou how to prove them? Knowest thou how to pray? Knowest thou how to offer? Knowest thou how to send? Knowest thou how to consume? 'Tis better not to pray than too much offer. A gift ever looks to a return. 'Tis better not to send them than too much consume. So Thunt graved before the origin of men, where he ascended, to whence afterwards he came. Good evening, players.
Good evening.
I'm recovering, sorry.
Hello.
Blythe is, in fact, recovering a little bit, or at least waking up from her recovery following the events of last session. It was discussed over the course of a few days, once Blythe had returned from her trip to fetch some apples with the help of, or in order to help Damon, and with the help of another scion some of you at home might be aware of, but we'll talk about that later. Blythe has recently returned from Anville, having dropped off Andre and Oliver. Andre had need of the great forges, and Oliver wanted to dig through some of the libraries, as there were books there that he is reasonably certain can no longer be found in the keeping of mortal men. Blythe, you dropped them off, you came back, you had a nice nap, maybe a snack, and you are just waking up to the smell of... Clint, what are you making for breakfast?
Well, I figure I'll be making some bacon and eggs as I usually do, but this time I'm setting aside some buttermilk biscuits and gravy.
Well, that sounds quite good.
Gonna stick to our ribs, make sure we stay full as long as it needs to. Got coffee going, got all sorts of smells filling up the place, but mostly bacon and coffee.
Well, Blythe, that's what you wake up to smelling. Steffan doesn't sleep, so Steffan, you were aware as soon as Clint got to the kitchen and started cooking.
I would probably go down and watch him, or at least just be in the kitchen.
I mean, you could help me out.
Blythe will show up as soon as they are underway, I assume, helping out.
As we're what?
As soon as the two of you are settled.
All right, well, I suppose I can make a plate for you too. That's all right. It's already in the microwave for you. Didn't know when you'd be down.
I don't love the precedent that it's setting that I'm delivering the boys' places, but it's fine.
Well, is it a delivery if you're going with us? Kind of like we're just in a basket along for the ride. I don't know about being delivered.
I did just deliver Oliver and Andre, so wipe away delivery service.
Did you get a tip?
No, but they'll have to
Oh.
pay me back. I guess they'll have to make good on that when they get back.
Yeah, I'll talk to them about it. We need to make sure we're doing better. That's why you're here, right? We gotta prove better for our psychopomp friends, make sure we're not giving them the short end of our really long sticks.
Yes, Clint, that. Everything
Okay.
you've just said, that. I
You
don't want
want,
to have to engage. I'm not engaging with your very long stick.
okay, you want cream and sugar?
Yes.
Okay. Clint will get those out of the fridge and set them outside. Or not outside, but on the counter for you.
Although outside
All
would
right,
be
so
quite funny.
it would be. Reverse
Costs me
milkman, and just put this right out on the doorstep. Nobody needs that today. Uh, but speaking of today, now that we got some food and some drink, what are we doing today?
Well, the other two are studying and researching for, figuring out the rest of I guess, the GARM problem. I don't really know where to start on this.
What you are aware of, Blythe, because I imagine you would have talked to Andre and Oliver about it at least a little bit. Andre has that body of the Fenris wolf that you brought back for him, and he needs more robust accommodations to work with it than than Damon's farm can provide. So he is out making things to hopefully make like future fights and things easier for everybody. He effectively has the ability to make like short-term relics.
Hell yeah.
So you are getting something out of them going to Anville. they didn't just say,
But
"Hey,
I want a
take us
tip."
there." You are gonna get a tip, probably when they get back with relics and information. Oliver is off looking probably for spells and digging through records of like old mythological books that have mostly been lost to mortal hands. And Anville's probably the closest place for him to be able to go and do research without having to have other people around to babysit him to make sure that he doesn't end up dead.
Yeah, we're never getting Oliver back at this rate.
I mean, he's in a better place, really.
He's in a better place.
So yeah. That leaves the
That
three
said,
of you to do what you can do to help along the effort of gathering information.
can yes. In the spirit of gathering information, could I send you two on just a very long errand outside of the farm for a while?
Depends on what you need us to do. You might have to come with us if you do.
What if I gave you like $100 and like left you at the Mall of America?
See, that sounds fun, but I don't think that would be us being very good at our jobs, you know. We're supposed to be helping, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that would help anyone but the wolves.
Well, I got a fancy phone. We could start making some calls, see, if anybody can help us.
That's the problem.
What?
I'd like to call my dad.
What are you going to call them?
I the flat Clint just gets the blankest look from Blythe.
Clint is looking on expectantly.
I'd like to
The
ask
ant-
him. No, go for it. What are you going to say?
No, I was just saying the anticipation's driving me crazy. I'm all sorts of curious.
Right. If Garm is a Norse problem, I assume the Aesir understand what's going on. So I'd like to talk to my dad about it. I don't imagine that he's going to be great with you two here.
Well, as I recall, he's in my phone if you want to give him a ring.
I have my dad's number.
Okay, well, all right. We don't have to use my phone. I mean, it's not like it's special or powerful or has a better connection or picks up signal clearer or anything. I get it.
I also don't think I can use your phone.
I could put it on speaker. Who doesn't like being on speakerphone?
Stefan, if I call my dad and he shows up, would you put on a shirt?
I would rather not be here for when that man shows up.
But if you had to be.
First of all, he's a god.
He's
Second of all,
something, all right.
Stefan. You know what? Finish your opinion. Explain. Tell me now.
I don't think I got much to say. My opinion has been spread.
Yeah, there's a
Well,
grave for everyone.
yeah. So getting past this here tension, we got to call your dad. Stefan, you got anybody we can call or anybody we can reach out to who you think could maybe help us some?
Only person I got in my phone is Lugh.
Well, that's better than nobody. Think he'd
I
answer?
guess. I mean, maybe he's answered each time I've texted him, so
Like each time, or like just every once in a while each time?
it's been about each time.
Blythe, do you text your dad?
Yeah, regularly.
And he replies like each time?
Yes.
Hmm.
Sometimes he calls
I
me.
mean, yeah, that hasn't happened to me. And he left me on red my last text, so I wouldn't be too down about it, but they're
Okay.
busy.
I get it. I mean, but you think they'd make a little time for us. They either way. But okay, so we got Odin, we got Lugh. I'll reach out to my mom, see if she's available. If she is, well, she'll stop by hopefully. Um.
Whew.
Yeah.
I mean, could get Lugh to bother her a bit.
Yeah, we could go that way. I'm sure Lou would have a better chance of getting a hold of her. Sometimes she doesn't even read them. I think she just, sees them flash across her screen and swipes them away. So, you don't have to be bothered by it. I started changing. Never mind. We're getting sidetracked.
This is
So we got
sad.
folks to call.
Clint, why don't
Yeah.
you let me see if I can get my dad on the line, and then if you message your mom and let her know that Odin is helping us, she might be inspired to show up.
Inspired is quite a term when it comes to that. But okay, yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
I'm gonna text my dad.
Okay. What does the text say?
Let me think of what I'm gonna text my dad. I mean, I've sent him a bunch of messages before, but probably just a quick like, hey, having a little mini war council regarding everything. Do you mind lending your wisdom? Question mark. Heart.
Odin?
The response that comes probably about 2 minutes later is, sure.
We're at Damon's.
Noted. On my way.
I'm gonna tell Damon that he's hosting. Hold on.
It's like,
uh,
is anybody gonna bother letting Damon know that he's apparently having like the kings of two different pantheons in his house?
Blythe fully disappears. Blythe teleports to wherever Damon is.
Damon is out in one of the fields, talking to some of the dryads about the latest harvest.
Hey, babe, don't freak out.
Oh my god. What?
I said don't freak out.
Well, you gotta stop jumping up behind me. That would be helpful.
My dad's coming over.
Oh. Okay.
I'll handle it. Also, potentially, everyone else's dad's coming over.
What?
Loom, Steffan wants to reach out to Lugh, and Clint is always reaching out to his mom, so don't freak out. I've got it. You're fine. I know where everything is.
I'll send some of the dryads to help get things ready, I guess.
Thanks, babe. Bye. Just disappears again.
As soon as she's gone, the dryads around him hear him go, "She owes me so big."
I just got him apples. He's fine.
You get to benefit from those, bitch. It's not just
I
it's
know.
him. But yeah, as you get back, you were able to continue talking. Blythe is gone for all of 2 minutes.
And so that's what I was thinking about. But, oh, there you are. I thought I was, you just disappeared like that. Pretty tricky.
It's like the thing I do.
I'll get used to it one day. It's still growing on me. I like being able, the utility of it. Anyhow,
Yeah, one day I'll bring you somewhere fun.
I'll hold you to it.
Steffan,
Yes.
are you calling or texting your father?
Sure. I'll call him.
Okay. Lugh, your phone is ringing.
Lugh answers his phone and speaks over a mouthful of food. Oi!
Howdy.
These apples are delicious.
I'm glad you are enjoying them. Are you perhaps free at the moment?
You're going to have to be quicker on the uptake, boy. Look out your window.
He'll look outside.
In the distance, in amidst the orchard, in a lounging camp chair, is Lugh, who waves and munches on an apple.
You're a bit too fast on the. Well, I guess you're better than the other parents on being here, I guess.
Better is relative. I just like the look on your face.
Would you like to come inside, Lou?
Once I'm done with this apple, I'll be happy to.
Tell them we got
Alrighty.
coffee.
He's on speakerphone. He can hear you.
Oh, well, okay. We got coffee.
I've had your coffee. I'd rather fight Baylor again.
Where did you get the apple?
From a tree, usually.
Never mind.
I will hang up on him.
Alrighty, just you, Clint.
All right. I've already sent Mom a text. I'm seeing if she's responding anytime soon.
What does your
Supposing.
text message to your mother say?
All right. Text messages says, "Hey, Mom, Odin is coming for a meeting with us on Damon's farm. Do you mind coming and visiting too? We're making plans while Andre and Oliver do research and also make plans."
It takes a few minutes. I'm assuming you probably sent that while everybody else was sending text messages and popping out to see Damon and talking to their father.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for those few minutes, there's mostly silence. And then you get a text message back that says, "On my way," with a period.
Oh. Mom says she's on her way with a period. Well, wait. I
Not
think I
the
just
period
misread
wasn't in
that.
words. It
Hold
was
on.
it was the symbol.
All right, I just had to reread that. I just got excited. She's on her way. Mom's coming. She's going to help us.
You seem, do you, do you not
Yeah.
talk to your mom much?
I mean, I try to, but she doesn't really talk back that much. I reach out to her with text messages. I kind of call her and leave voicemails as time, as need be. But usually she's busy. She's important, so she's always got stuff going on. Um, so I'm kind of self-sufficient and independent, and she doesn't always need to check on me.
Okay. Here, can you pour me another cup of coffee?
Yeah, of course. Here you go. Got some more cream and sugar for you to mix in, a spoon. There you go.
I'd offer to add a spot of the mead I brought, but I brought that for Damon because I stole one of his apples.
You do, in fact, notice that the apple that is in Lou's hand that is mostly eaten, Blythe, you do realize is golden.
I think
Blythe stands up, like she had been sitting, and like stands up in the presence of Lugh. I didn't realize that you could also eat them.
I have teeth.
I mean, you could eat them without.
I don't know what the crossover is between. You know what? Never. Welcome.
Why, thank you.
The crossover is a little bit closer than what you would think. As Odin now is in the doorway, standing there quite happily with his horse-headed staff.
Blythe disappears and teleports to hug her dad. Just, Baba!
Hello, Babe. It's good to see you.
And yeah, we have refreshment, and Clint has just made breakfast. And she starts setting things up for both gods.
Didn't make. Hold on. I'll be back. I'm getting in the kitchen. 1 second. And Clint is furiously going back in there and starting to get eggs and bacon started again for breakfast. For the gods.
A number of the dryads hurry in to help you. While that is happening, the back door opens, the one that leads into the kitchen. Clint, and your mother steps through. Her hair is red this time.
Gotta crack a few eggs. Hey, Mom, we're gonna put some potatoes. Whoa, hey, Mom, welcome on in. Working on making some breakfast. I got coffee ready for you. The other folks are in the front room chatting and catching up. If you want to go say hi to them.
I will when I'm ready.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to see you. I appreciate you coming so quick.
Well,
here comes trouble.
well, couldn't very well not show up when the king of our pantheon is here, and as is the king of another. Someone has to keep them
Yeah.
in line.
That's fair. I mean, you're really good at doing that, so I'm glad you're here to help us out. So you want how do you want your eggs, Mom?
No eggs for me. But if there
Oh.
are, I think Damon usually keeps walnuts. I'll take some of those.
Yeah, I can set those aside. I can get a little bowl of them for you. I'm happy you're here, Mom. I would come over and give you a hug, but my hands are all messy, so save that for later.
Cook. It'll be fine.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get on it.
And she will walk past you. And joins everybody else in the main room. And kind of like casts her eyes around, and for a moment her eyes kind of lock on Odin. And there's this
Clint
kind
is
of
hyperventilating.
there's this kind of long, tense, drawn out couple of silent seconds. And then there is just the shallowest nod of respect.
Oh, you now kiss.
No.
So
Blythe wants to find someone to exchange a look with, except Oliver's not here.
So why are we here?
It's we have a few more questions than answers right now, and it's the sort of thing that a think of it as a war council of sorts.
Well,
You're planning to war with Garm?
We sort of already are.
Interesting.
And Blythe has like moved. Blythe has moved through, and like any kind, like she's already gotten like coffee for her dad, and like offers it to Lugh, but I think he's refused already. Morgan seems she's not touching that, but is like fully in host mode.
are you offering coffee to the Morgan?
I will, but I don't think I think she already said no.
She said no to bacon and eggs.
That's true. She'll offer coffee.
She will take coffee.
If you're willing to answer questions for us, there's mostly you, Baba. There's I mean, it's sort of an Aesir problem.
Well, I'm willing. I'm here, after all, so.
And I was gonna say, let me see if I can get Clint, but you all remember Steffan?
Indeed.
Hi, we've met. Lugh at this point has taken over a chair that he refuses to sit in properly. He is sort of draped across it.
Lugh has a bisexual sitting energy, got it.
Steffan, I'm begging you to say anything right now.
Hello. I greet you, the Morgan, as well as you, Odin.
What?
So, hello, Lugh.
Hey, boy.
I'm gonna go get Clint.
All right.
Clint almost bumps into you in the hallway carrying plates of food. Oh, careful.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Yeah, I got some for your dad, and I got some for just in case for his dad. We should be set though. Y'all, you got the coffee? Is everything good? Anything else? Do we need like fruit or anything for him?
Only if they ask at this point.
Okay. All right, let's go. You take this one.
And yeah, Blythe will also like grab the other dishes.
All right, y'all. We got eggs, we got bacon, we got sausage patties, biscuits, and gravy. I made some extra flapjacks thanks to the dryads in there helping us out. We got all sorts of juices: apple juice, orange juice. We got almond milk, cow milk, goat milk. We got all sorts of stuff. Y'all go ahead and tuck in.
The Morrigan will reach over to where there is a bowl of like shelled almonds and things like that.
Walnuts, too. Can't forget them.
And walnuts.
I know it's your thing, but you don't actually have to eat like a bird. And Lugh will make himself a plate heaped with food.
The Morgan kind of cuts her eyes at him but says nothing. After a few moments, though, she does reach over and take a couple of the flapjacks and put them on a plate. She notably avoids eggs.
That makes sense.
Odin is making a particularly carnivorous diet.
I guess we can get right to it. It feels like we had an encounter a few days, like almost a week ago, I guess, with Garm and his ilk.
So you said.
They're being helped by a person with a white staff. And she looks at Steffan like, you know this man better than I do.
They got a white staff, a horrifying face. Their staff is broken and seems repaired somehow. They also seemingly have an Irish accent, wear white fur, things like that.
Last we saw them, they were walking away from a fire at that, house where the lanterns were keeping folks safe.
It seems they manipulate fertility and/or growth of plants and frost.
They have some sort of more powerful magic than Gwen has ever had before.
All right, a couple of different candidates who. Let me ask you this, Stefan. How good are you at picking out the difference between an Irish and a Scottish accent?
I am, I would say, pretty good at it, I think.
Because I'm thinking about like Nick Nevin. She's a fae queen. And she doesn't do much go in for the cold sort of thing. The hag ogress, possibly Geir Carlin. Though the frost bit makes me think of the Kaliak.
Just
The
blinks.
who?
Yeah.
Let's hope for your sake it's not her.
Which means it probably is. Good luck to you.
I assume that it's spelled, if it's Scottish or Irish, it's spelled as an entire typo. So could you maybe give me something more to go on?
It means old woman or hag in Gaelic. And it said she created Scotland.
And you think she's the one carrying that white stick and leading the dogs around?
I think it could be any of the three I listed. And I imagine One Eye over there has some ideas of his own.
A number of them, including the fact that if they have magic, accents, looks can all be changed, altered. Could be Baba Yaga, Perkta, Morana, Marazana, or Luhi.
I guess a more important question then is, do any of them have a reason to work against us?
Literally all of
Or
them.
more specifically, with
Every single
the
one of them.
wolves.
And yeah, with the wolf.
Well, one can assume that the wolves are for any of them, are mostly just a handy allyship more than any particular blood bond or anything like that. But all of them have a reason to want to strengthen themselves. Or see to it
And
that there's less
to,
scions in the world, gives them and their children more room to roam.
yes, the removal of children, especially like yourselves, is the key here, I think.
The
Why do
wolves
they
are
want to do that?
because the Titans are always looking for a foothold in the world, son.
Right, Titans.
All of them
Speaking,
are Titan spawn of one ilk or another. Some of them more tied and loyal to the Titans that they come from than others, but if it suits their purposes, even the ones who are generally considered independent will play for either side.
So, I mean, we're back to school. That's the information we've already had. It's Titan spawn with a bone to pick.
yeah, maybe we'll help narrow it down by adding more information or asking the right kind of question. I mean,
Well,
so go ahead.
no, please.
So I was listening to some things and learning some histories and stuff, and you got the whole Loki in a cave getting poison dripped on him, and then breaking a chains, things start going sideways. As Clint will look over to Odin. Is Ragnarok like happening right now?
Not yet.
Okay, so we got some time. It's not quite that dire.
As far as I know, not that dire yet, no.
So, with Garm out, we would just have to put him back.
That would be ideal.
Do you think we could kill him?
Not as you are. Sorry, Babe.
No, that makes sense. Um, actually, have you heard from Hell or I mean, if Garm is here, then who's guarding the gates?
That would be a better question for Hell, not for me. I do not command nor oversee her realm.
I mean, you're kind of the king.
Yeah, when's the last time you heard from her?
I will admit it has been some time.
Well, that's not good.
If you don't want to, if you don't want to have an audience with her, you could send us. I don't think she would refuse us if we had a, you know, if we were sent.
Or if you got her phone number, you could just plug it into this thing here, and Clint will put his phone on the table.
Be sure to take her a pint of half and half. She loves that.
All right. I suppose I could do that. I mean, we got
Blythe
plenty here.
chokes on her coffee.
The Morrigan Clint makes it a point to kind of lock eyes with you and gives the most subtle of head shakes.
She don't? Okay. Clint's
I-
very clearly confused.
I'm joking, Mr. Brazos.
Oh, I get it, but I don't get the joke. Like, what part of it is it just like I don't know enough
Is-
about her?
The woman
Because she
is
looks-
half dead, half alive.
Because she looks like this, and the Morrigan will
Oh.
wave a hand in front of her face, and half of her face looks like a rotted corpse, and the other half is a beautiful woman.
So kind of like, okay,
You would be
Uh,
insulting her, which is not wise.
fair. I don't want to do that. But do you think she'd go for an Arnold Palmer? You know, half sweet tea, half lemonade? Because it's like the best of both worlds. Instead of approaching it from like this hostility and disgust, you approach it with, acceptance and civility and deliciousness.
Hostility and disgust is kind of her thing.
Oh, well. So we shouldn't bring half and half? We
No.
don't want to
No.
insult her, but she likes. I'm so confused.
Don't bring anything that makes an allusion to her half form.
All right.
Blythe looks at her dad. Like, Dad, please.
It's a good thing you're a pretty Clint Brazos.
Yeah, folks keep telling me that, but it don't sound quite nice each time they say it, so I figure I got to put on a little more than just pretty. So no half and half, nothing that makes allusion to the half of things in general. Does she have any gifts that she does like getting? How about instead of we focus on insulting her, we try and actually make a good connection?
Odin would know better, but in my experience, the gift she likes most is more souls that she can torment.
In this
Well,
case, Lugh is correct.
Hell, broken clock. I get one more today.
I'm not sure we're going to deliver any souls to torment, but that is good to know. I mean, while we're on the subject, is there any sort of like magic or anything that, maybe y'all could teach us or she could teach us that'll help us dealing with this whole thing?
You're going to have to be more specific about what you'd like.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, we've been bandying around the idea of trapping Gwen in some sort of situation or actual physical trap of some sort, trying to draw her out, trying to get her to focus on us so we can put her in a compromising position and maybe take her off the playing field and reduce the number of folks in charge of them wolves. So anything, that could beat people out or trick someone or help us set that kind of thing up would be pretty neat.
That is the beginning of a fine idea, Clint Brazos. How do you get
Excellent recall.
How do you get a predator to come out of his den? You give it bait. If you want to think more like a war master, you find your supply chains, information sources, and threaten them. But if you want her to come to you, which, by the way, is exactly what you want, you have to give her inducement to do so. Like, I don't know, leading her into thinking she can ambush her former partner that has turned his back on her. To be quite honest, I'd do both. But then I've always been proactive, and that's something you lot are just coming around to.
Well, that was somewhat of the plan. The issue is, I don't know that Steffan's that good of an actor.
That is a very funny thing. I'm quite fine at acting, thank you.
He speaks. Yes, the idea was maybe being able to trap Gwen. She just, with the addition of another magic user, it seems riskier than it was before.
Um,
And to the Morrigan and to Odin, Blythe will sort of, can Garm or Gwen be banished?
Banished to where?
Where they came from?
Well, Gwen's from here, so you'd just be sending her to another place in the world that she could leave just as easily as she ought to wherever it is that you found her.
And Garm?
In theory, locking him up the first time wasn't easy, as far as I remember. Hearing about the old tales. She kind of looks to
Did y'all?
Odin for confirmation.
How did y'all do that?
With a lot of sacrifice.
Oh, that don't bode well for us trying to capture him again, does it?
Guess we'll
Not
just have to
particularly,
move
no.
less.
If it were easy, anyone could do it.
If we can maybe not recreate one for one, but maybe work on something similar. Gwen has already, the White Staff has already been able to set up a pretty frustrating trap that we were looking at reverse engineering.
Would you like to share with the class? Or are you just going to make vague allusions?
I just don't know it well enough yet. I haven't had the chance to really do the research, and now Oliver is in Anville working on his part of it.
Right? Vague illusions it is then.
It had some. Okay, actually, I do know something about it. Again, the White Staff seems to be using fertility and cold frost. The version that they had for us involved targeting nascent scions or children because it had the baby stuff with it. Those aren't purviews that I'm familiar with anyway. I want to be more specific. I just can't. I don't know enough.
Well, I mean, can you describe the effects and what we had to go through? That way they know, like, what stopped us and how we had to deal with it?
3 nodes, ward things. I don't know. I was able to get in it like the way you trap like vermin. I was able to get in, but we couldn't leave.
One of them nodes you called it was in like a statue in the pool of or fountain were it of an abandoned mall. I don't know if that's significant, but it had to be broken physically to break the spell things.
It didn't. It was just the
When-
fastest way to do it.
Oh,
When
well,
that ward was broken as well, it froze our companion, Oliver.
Froze him as in like in ice or just locked him up? Or both?
that was both, I think.
Blythe will look at Lucky, who actually witnessed that.
Lucky kind of looks back at you. Lucky has like magic senses, Boo Boo, but he is not an expert in magic. He could tell you that it was magic. He can't tell you much more than that. That's your job.
My guess is that the It was magical blowback. I hit it when I took out the first ward.
There was real ice involved too. It weren't just a freeze up of motion, but of cold too. It was both.
She'll nod a little bit. Well, if the final... How many binding spots were there?
3.
And the one on the bottom floor was in the bottom of an old well or fountain.
It was a fountain. I revisited the site later, and they removed most of the bodies, and the whole place had been taken over by growth.
What sort of growth?
Old tree growth.
You didn't happen to grab any of it, did you?
I did, actually. 1 second, and Blythe will teleport away and pop back in with a handful of flora, I guess.
So what you have is actually like old tree roots, basically.
Oh, there you
go. That you kind of had to like, you and Lucky kind of had to literally like dig out of the rubble and then cut it free. And the Morrigan will take it and kind of frown a little bit as she's looking it over. Where was this exactly?
At the mall that we and where was the mall specifically?
Not location, like where in the rubble did you find it? Was it in the walls? Was it in the floor? Was it in everything? Was it growing up over things?
Everywhere. It was like the trees had reclaimed the space.
But weren't trying to cover it over.
I don't think so. We've seen we've heard reports of other places that are experiencing similar growth.
Weren't there roots or something in the safe house too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they weren't growing up and around the place. They just grew under it and messed things up from beneath.
Aye, but that was a battlefield. Not as much time to work there.
That's true.
If this was a prepared site, which it would have to have been to have a ritual of that size, and that could stop 5 scions from being able to come and go as they please. It would have had to have been prepared in advance.
Which
Yes.
also concerns me, considering and Blythe will look at her dad. They knew I was already with them.
Well, I could tell. I knew that you were going to be with them before you were, so one could assume that someone with powerful enough ties to prophecy, or at least magic, to emulate it, could see it coming.
Blythe looks like she's eaten something bitter.
Does that mean we're like destined to be best friends? Like, is that what the fates say?
The Morgan is incredibly quiet on the topic of fate itself and telling fates to people.
Clint,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this and hope that you remember it. And if you don't, I hope that Steffan will remind you. Be very, very careful when you ask the Morrigan about your fate.
Be very careful when you ask any god about your fate.
I figured of all of them, my own mom would be the best one to ask. But is it like a super scary thing that we just don't want to know, or?
I'll explain
No.
later.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever you do, don't let her do your laundry.
The Lugh gets an unusually dirty look for that.
Clint is just confused.
He actually meets her energy when he says it.
Odin just starts to chuckle.
Clint, I'll explain when they leave.
Fate
Okay.
is a tricky bitch, and you do not want to hear yours.
All right. I mean, I'll just go on faith that we're all going to be best friends and make it happen through elbow grease and love.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what you gotta do. Anyways, we
Blythe
have
is
a
trying
few
so
more
hard.
questions.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
He will look to Lugh.
As you have surmised, we are not well equipped to deal with our opponents as of right now. Are there any allies that we might be able to find, and any objects that may help us in our ordeal?
I mean, well, you're in luck that most of the band are now the Tuatha De Dan. So if you go to your aunts and uncles, your cousins should respond obligingly if your cause is just, and if you can offer something in return. But look, you should know, it's important to remember we are all of us royalty, so don't go expecting to get something for nothing, even for just and righteous causes. Incidentally, and he puts this bottle on the table, that's for Damon, don't let me forget. But the same could be said, I suppose, of the Aishi, who have long been our allies. Uh, the Aesir involved, you might be able to reach out to the Alfar or the Dwarves for aid, though I ken your friend Andre is capable of making anything the Dwarves might dream up and more besides.
He is a handy friend.
But materials for from trophies might actually be worth grabbing from dwarves.
That and also the fact that the dwarves are many and Andre is only one person. You can run a forge by one man, but if you want a lot of something, you need many hands.
I see. And what about the items?
Which items?
I'm sorry, I left my solve all my problems giga in my other pants. You're gonna have
Oh.
to be a wee bit more specific.
Or we can get you, we take you back, you can get them pants.
Clint, I'm joking.
Okay, I was hoping.
I know.
Well, usually in mythology, there are items which are real good at killing these sorts of things.
Do you not have an item that's perfectly capable of killing just about anything you come across?
I mean, it's definitely good, but I've swung it into Garm a few times and it definitely didn't do, perfectly.
I wouldn't necessarily blame the tool in that instance. Young
I would
one.
blame the tool. Blythe
We
covers
don't-
her mouth really quickly.
So would I, but she just got here.
What?
Dead silence from the Morgan. She's not going to dignify that with an answer.
Come on, you can't be mean to my mom like that.
I wasn't talking about your mother.
Clint looks around. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Well, instead of addressing that, Lou, you got like you're good at knowing standings of stuff, right? Like, can you see like our connections is and our relationships with our geishas?
I imagine that mouthful of marbles was referring to your Gayasa, Clint Brazos.
Yeah, Magesh. That thing.
So let me ask you this. Is it your reason asking me this question or your conscience?
Honestly, it's more my reason. My conscience is pretty happy with what I've gotten done so far. There's always more to do. But I do have somewhat of an important task that I need to keep track of, and I'm trying to be a bit more responsible as I acquire more capabilities and responsibilities.
Well, then tell your conscience to pet your reason and tell it to calm down. It's very little in your circumstances as regards your Gyasa have changed, and thus neither have your Gyasa. It's all right, isn't it, though? The point of a Gaius is not punishment or penance. It's to prove that the hero may bear up under any condition.
So you're saying I shouldn't focus on completing them like they're a to-do list?
It is to prove it's having a fight with with one of your arms tied behind your back. You're showing off.
Yeah,
oh.
except some of us have to fight with the people with their arms tied behind their back.
And yet still here you are.
Yep.
I mean,
Did not bring you here and put you with them. Unprepared. I know you, Babe. I know what you can do.
Bit of a
Blythe
sideways
looks-
glance at that.
Blythe looks like she wants to argue and just like
Can I get
If it were easy, anyone could do it.
a perception check from all three of the players, please?
Of course.
Yes, I would love to.
How's it
I'm
tend?
gonna re-roll that.
where the birds been this whole time?
Hiding.
That's a 41.
Jesus Christ!
Ian,
I only critically 31.
Ian is actually perched on the light fixture above everybody's head, alongside a couple of other crows. To answer Blythe's question about where the birds have been, they've been here the
Oh.
whole time. They're just hanging out and watching quietly.
And the two ravens?
Not here. They are out doing things. They don't just hang out with your dad. You know that.
I know.
What Blythe and Steffan, but not Clint, notice is that Lugh has been eating, but the bacon on his plate, the pile of bacon has gotten suspiciously smaller for how short of a time he's been eating. And then you realize, Blythe, you go to look down, and Lucky is not directly at your feet anymore. Lugh has been sneaking him pieces of bacon under the table.
Blythe Blythe like says to Lucky telepathically, "Are you having fun?"
Yes, you didn't get me any.
Well, I didn't. You know what? Fine, that's valid. You got a whole cow.
I did. I'm not complaining about the cow. You just asked if I was having fun. The answer is yes. Did you know that one of his epithets is Conmach?
What?
Conmach. That's one of his epithets. Means lad of hounds.
Oh my god, I'm surrounded by dog boys.
And his tail thwumps pretty hard on the floor.
Trigger.
You love me.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy
So-
your bacon. Get him for all he's worth.
Speaking of showing off and stuff, Lou, did you by chance like see or hear your boy kicking ass and saving names about a week ago?
I didn't say it. I'm not precognitive like that. I leave future seeing to sillier gods who dream themselves a future they can write without the will and ways of people later encounter. That said, I have heard of what was done and how. And he looks at Steffan, and I couldn't be prouder of my boy.
Clint intently watches Steffan for any reaction.
Well, I'm gonna take the 27 on deception.
Clint, would you like
And
to
try
try
and
an
play it cool.
insight?
I would, in fact. Would this count as the specialty of being a really good friend?
Allow it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think I have a +2 on this
Holy
due to my
shit.
but it doesn't matter.
What a natural 20 for a
God.
37 worth?
How does Steffan feel about the praise?
I think he likes it. You know, there's a bit of a smirk, but he's definitely not showing it off because he's side-eyeing Odin right now. Like, yeah, I'm cooler than what you people think. Take the L, Odin.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of our boy too. He's really taking it in stride, getting better every day.
Clint,
Yeah.
you're not my boy, but he's not the only one I'm proud of.
Well, yeah, the whole party did a lot of work. It was a really impressive thing.
I meant you goof.
Thank you. I know. It's hard to just, anyways.
Take your
Clint does-
take your king's praise when he gives it.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Clint bows his head down, quickly falling in line.
Odin's daughter.
Hmm?
You said you got into them all, but you couldn't get out.
Yes.
What did you try?
What do you mean?
What methods of movement were you using?
I'm a psychopomp, so I can travel sort of anywhere via the sort of teleportation. We popped in, and I grabbed everyone in, and once we'd gotten our baby scion, I was trying to teleport everyone out and couldn't.
Did you try any other ways?
I tried to
as
fly
in-
out and fucking bashed my head on something. At least it felt like it.
But there was no resistance when you tried to get there.
No, like I said, sort of one of those things where you can get in but you can't leave.
She kind of sits back and looks thoughtful. Taps her lips with one very long, kind of pointed black nail. Well, that at least tells me that the ritual you all disrupted, since it let you leave after, was designed as like a snare trap. Let you get in but not let you get out, at least not via any divine means. Did you try to just leave on foot?
We didn't have that kind of time.
So that's a no.
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 Well, next time I would suggest trying to go out on foot and see what happens. Rituals like that require a certain amount of calibration to specific things. It might have been designed to lock anyone using divine gifts into a specific place. Their own little
Actually, I think
scion trap.
yes, I actually had a guess from that. The second ward had baby things with it. And I had originally assumed it was just a fertility thing, but it, the implication of children's items or baby items being a child of a god.
Symbolism. Aye.
It does seem mighty specific.
Other parts of
For
this
me,
Other parts of the spell could have been woven in, could have been there to try and help promote the likelihood that the unawakened would awaken violently.
Yeah, that did happen too.
But the thing that worries me the most, if you all are going to go after them, is the likelihood that they will try and lock you into one place again, at which point the hunters become the hunted.
Well, they've tried it once. This time we can be ready for them.
How?
Better reconnaissance and probably a more prudent entry.
Or we always bring a key. That'll help.
There's almost never been a place I couldn't get out of once I got in.
sounds like
Until
we should
now.
try walking next time.
That was, in fact, what I was implying. Next time, if you try and leave by divine means, like your psychopomp abilities or your ability to fly, and she'll look at Steffan and Blythe and Steffan in turn. Try running.
Yeah, yes, that will be. I will add that to my repertoire.
Especially if you were able to teleport around inside. That implies that it wasn't specifically there to just stop you from moving. It was trying to stop you from taking the most obvious way to leave.
And it's unlikely he'd have to run very far. Things like that work like a fence. Once you get outside the fence, you're free to leave. However you choose.
Is there a way to know what a limitation on a trap is before we, once we're in it?
Depends on how the ritual was woven. But Mr. Bright does have the ability to see magic.
Lucky
know-
sort of does.
Yeah, he can sniff it.
And Blythe goes to pet Lucky and realizes he's still not with her.
Lugh will read down, who's a good boy.
Just tail thumps.
You're an
So,
Acer dog.
Technically, I'm a wolf, but it
You're
suits
an
me to let
Acer
him.
wolf.
It suits me to let him treat me like a dog right now.
You seem to really enjoy being treated like a dog a lot of the time.
You get a huff.
I'm just saying, wolves don't get bones from the butcher.
Depends on the wolf.
Something's been kind of bothering me a little bit.
Aye.
So Lou said earlier that he's not prescient, omniscient, the one that lets him see things somewhere else or before they happen.
Recognitive.
Yeah, that one. But if I recall correctly, Odin, you're kind of involved in that sphere of influence, right?
In fact, I sacrificed many a thing for that, yes.
So, do you have any foresight of what's going on, or any sort of predictions, or is
You're back to that asking about fate thing, son.
no, well, kinda, yeah, but he's able to predict things, if he's always, focused on staying alive, staying safe, oh dear, that does involve me asking about fates. All right.
Stop
Yes.
trying to skip to the end of the book.
I'm not trying, yeah.
That's the
I'm
best
not,
part.
I'm trying to peek at the middle more than the end. Well,
Let
do you
me ask.
foresee us doing well at least?
I can't answer that. As
Phew.
much as I would love to give my darling daughter and her very happy friends all the answers, I can't.
Blythe does beam at darling daughter.
There is a reason why I have been mostly not talking, letting the Tuatha speak as much as they do, is because they don't know what's about to happen, so they can speak far more on it than I can. Otherwise, I have to try and be cagey and dodgy, and you're just going to press and press and press.
You're right. You're right. You know what? Instead of asking about the future, which is something that's a no-no, how about we ask about the past? I got a question for you, Odin. We
All right.
was we was climbing up roots and branches of a particular tree, and while it did take us quite some time and was a physically tolling and emotionally exhaustive experience, we survived and didn't really run into much. Were you keeping an eye on us when that was going on, or did you make sure we had a less than a fatal trip?
You could say that. I often see much and many things around my daughter and yourselves. As much as Mr. Varger here might hate my guts and then some, former allies, peons, however you want to describe it, of the Fenrir Wolves, I am very slow to trust for a good reason, and so my eyes have been on you all.
I
see.
apologize. I disappeared. Discord freaked out on me. I got former allies of the Fenris Wolf was the last thing anybody heard.
Uh-oh.
Former allies, the Fenrir Wolves are, well, it's hard for me to trust. As much as he has been reformed, I'm still going to keep eyes out.
As well you should. But I will ask, Allfather, that you remember that my Phantom Queen, he says, gesturing to the Morgan, is as great a seer as any god anywhere. But to answer your question more directly, Clint Brazos, imagine for a moment the book of your life,
Yeah.
and say you wanted to look at the middle of it,
Yeah.
and you opened to a page that was 15 years ago.
Uh-huh.
How much do you have left now? Do you know?
I could guess, but no, I
Would,
wouldn't know.
would you want to know that you had reached the midpoint of your life? That you had more years behind than you had ahead?
Well, I mean, that's assuming that life is like the end of every book. I think it's just the end of the first book, and there's a new series just waiting to happen. So I kind of would like to know. I can plan around it.
No, you can't. That's the whole point of it. That's what hubris is. You have to ask Andre about that. It's more a Greek thing, but hearing prophecy and then trying to work your way around it, that's how disaster happens.
There's power in knowing when you're going to die, because then you know that whatever comes after you isn't going to get you this time.
If only fate really worked that way.
And it's at that point that Odin is just smiling at Lugh's answer, not at Blythe's response.
So, I done asked a little bit about the past. I'm not supposed to ask about the future, but I'll ask about the present. Mom, Lou, what's kind of the status of Mag Mill since the last time we've been there? Are there any like plans or anything going on that we need to be aware of or help out on later?
Um, the Morgan will look at Lou. Would you like to answer this one? Or shall I?
No, no, but I will. It fares poorly, and the reclamation awaits hands and swords that are now tied up in other problems. There is a band of scions trying to clear the wolves out, but they are not as triumphant as we or they would like, and we are short of assistance to send them. Dead kings cast long shadows, so Balor being dead and gone hasn't solved our issues. And in those shadows, our enemies hide. That said, all of those wolves prowling around the land can't be happenstance.
Wait, there are wolves in Magmel?
Aye, a lot of them.
Did they not tell you?
Blythe looks at Clint.
Well,
Steffan looks at Clint.
we more dealt with the Fomorians, or one of them last time. But yes, the wolves are spreading. It's not good. I don't know the depths of how bad the wolves are. Last time I was there, like I said, we didn't deal with quite too many of them. I didn't notice them excessively badly, but
Cannot
if they're
cleanse.
saying it's
You cannot cleanse Magmel of the rot that festers there while blind to what is feeding the wolves into it. But you may be closer
exactly.
now than you were before.
So, in a sense, what we're doing now is going to help with that along the way. We just got to actually follow through and succeed.
On that topic, Lou, as a war master that cannot see the future, what do you think that our enemy may do next so we have an idea of what to plan around?
Don't be daft, boy. You were the one leading the wolves once upon a time, and so you know what they're after. These recent incidents have made probably clear that Gwen and whoever is patronizing her has likely discovered the safe house networks the gods use. So that's probably their targets. Now, you can't go guarding all the houses at once, so you need a way to be alerted to the problem, either by getting the houses to reach out to you as a panic button, or perhaps by finding where the wolves are lairing and inserting a listening ear.
I have contact with the psychopomps, most of whom knew the Lantern Band, but no one knows the locations of safe houses until not even the people who cast the wards that keep them safe.
That's not true. Only the people who cast the wards that keep them safe know where all the houses are. They've purposefully not told everyone else. Everyone else gets to know only the ones that they need to know.
So we just gotta find the people who cast the wards, one of whom is already dead.
Or
I
as
Isn't
I bet there is a fate string attaching them.
it's also possible that, like Lou said, we could set things up so that as soon as there is trouble, the safe house knows to reach out to us.
Why not just have us be at the safe house and waiting?
because there's more
Well,
safe
there's-
houses than there are you.
Oh, damn.
The lair one, actually, we could do both. We would need to figure out how to track. Actually, Baba,
Yes, dear.
I understand the stupidity of the next question, but I am going to ask because if I don't ask, I'm going to feel bad about not asking. Could we borrow your chair?
No.
It was worth a shot. Why?
Remember that whole thing about you not being able to see fate?
But it's not fate. We're just looking for a person. And maybe some wolves.
Do you know the story of Phaethon?
Not off the
Ethan?
top of my head.
Apollo of the Dodecatheon had a son
Oh, I
named
didn't.
Phaeton. He begged his father to let him drive the solar chariot for a single day to prove his divine parentage. And when he got onto it, he couldn't control the fiery horses, and he flew close enough to the earth that he scorched the land, created what we now know as the Sahara Desert. Sitting on a relic like your father's throne would likely burn you up from the inside out.
What if we all held hands and then sat on it?
It's not an infinity stone.
Okay.
But what?
I'll
It's
tell
a
you later.
stone that goes on for infinity.
Tell you
It's
later.
it's part of a new movie series that the humans made.
Anyhow.
This is
So,
one of the movie types that's got some fool named Odin. It's nothing like you.
Yes.
Oh, it's a little
well,
like.
visually, yeah, they look a little similar.
Blythe is super interested in her nails right now.
For the
Odin's giving the biggest stink eye with a raised eyebrow at Clint right now. Like, you know.
for the first time that anyone here except maybe Lugh and Odin has ever seen the mortgage, she looks a teeny tiny bit amused at the topic of conversation.
Yeah, this guy, I think his name is Anthony or something. It
Clint.
looks, yeah.
Back on topic, please.
Actually, I do have a question on topic. So we're talking about planning out these safe houses, making connections. Do we have any scions who kind of agree with the decisions that we've made so far, at least a little bit to turn to? Because I know
No.
there's some affected folks out there who's less than thrilled, but
It's not the right question to be asking of an ally. Allies aren't born of people who agree with everything you've done. If they did, they'd already be your friends. You think
Blythe just waves.
You think Huang Di spends his days agitated because Oliver Bright thinks himself a pompous ass? No. Stop worrying about whether or not people like you. Do not concern yourself so much. It's a
All
question of
right.
whether they will help you.
That's the more important thing. Yeah, we're more looking for help rather than friends at this particular time. I can turn them into friends later. That I'm not worried about.
How fortunate then that I answered that question, roughly an hour ago.
Oh dear.
You need to find
Yeah, it's
people.
all right, Clint.
You need to find other scions who
Mm.
resent what is being done by the wolves more than they hate Steffan.
That's almost all of us except not.
I have a feeling we could talk them into hating one side more than the other.
And as your king pointed out, you have to be ready to pay whatever price they require to help you.
Exactly. Sacrifice. I'm kind of remembering now. You already gave us a good idea how to handle this. Trying to think through any other
mean-
questions. Hold on.
If I may give a recommendation, or at least an idea, we do know of the big wolf that will not die. Why don't we just make our friend Andre give the dog a chip so we can follow it back to its den?
We would need
You're
to find a wolf.
assuming one, you'd have to find the wolf, and you're also assuming that the said wolf, Gum, wouldn't just understand, ah, yes, there's something inside my body. I don't want it to be there. I don't care if I bite and remove a part of myself, it'll just grow back.
I mean, we got a man without an arm. Why not just put, part of the arm in the mouth, let him swallow?
You really expecting Andre to sacrifice his arm a second time?
Not
Also,
his
not sure
entire
Andre's going to
arm,
want it
but
back afterwards.
That's fair.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
Dogboy does make a point. It doesn't have to be Garm. It can be any of his retinue.
What if we just made a giant wolf out of wood and got inside of it and were like delivered like a gift?
I expect Gwen would seal the door, cover the dog in pitch, and burn you all alive.
All right, I'll go ahead and cross that one off the list of possibilities then.
I'm pretty sure she has seen the Odyssey, yes.
Which one, though? There's so many.
The giant wooden horse is a consistent part of it, though.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
we also aren't taking Troy. We're fighting a bunch of wolves. They might be intelligent, but they are bestial.
with the situation being as it is and Loki being out and about, what do you, we always have a little trouble whenever we run into him. Do y'all have recommendations on how to deal with him the next time we see him?
You are still breathing. That tells me you have dealt with them when you've seen them.
Yes.
Exactly.
You just want it to be easier.
Yeah, that's the one. How do we make it easier?
It's not.
Damn it.
You're in a war, and you need to
Okay.
reckon yourself with that.
Do
I
you
can.
think,
Go ahead.
Baba, do you think Loki is on the side of the wolves?
I can't say yes and I can't say no because as much as I know Loki's mind, I also know that he is literally a god of chaos. The best question, I would suppose, would be, and he directs his attention now to Steffan. Has he said anything to you about his intentions with the wolves?
Steffan will look at him for a moment.
He has not.
The thing we may be assured of, Loki is always on the same side he always is. His own. No one else's. If the wolves are useful to him, he's on their side until it's not useful to him anymore.
Operating on that assumption is really hard to prep for.
He has texted me a few times, which has been a help to me at least.
Do you want advice on how to deal with someone like Loki the Smith?
Yes, please.
Do not bargain quickly. Do not fuse quickly. And do not assume that the first lie is the important one. And in every interaction, ask yourself what he gains from it. Pay as much attention to what he does not ask for as what he does. And never give or accept help without tracking whatever debts are being accrued.
Oh, we're tracking now.
He he said something that made me start thinking, which I know is dangerous, but the we dealt with him and he asked us, how do you kill a god? And I think we talked about that briefly, but that's been making me kind of concerned. If something cataclysmic were to happen, asteroid, ice age, something big were to just, destroy all of the mortals, what does that mean for us and for y'all?
It's now Lou's turn to look uncomfortably at his two fellow gods.
Morgan is stone faced.
Odin is also stone-faced, but then looks to Blythe and simply just. In theory, yes. In theory, the gods would also die. However, we 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 essentially made the mortals. We could do it again.
You have touched upon one of those chicken and egg questions that we're all uncomfortable thinking about, and so we don't.
Oh, well, that's fair. I appreciate the candor, and I really, of all the other questions, I'd managed not to make y'all uncomfortable, but with this one, y'all are uncomfortable, but not yelling at me. And I want to let y'all know I really appreciate the understanding there. So, let's instead move to more happier topics. If all the mortals are having a great time doing better because their lives are made more easy and everyone's happier, does that also improve y'all's lives and ours too?
Depends upon the god.
Oh yeah, there are some that don't like good things.
And as it happens, most mortals stop praying when things get easier.
There is a certain amount of suffering that most mortals require to be induced to remember their gods. The trick is walking the fine line between making sure that they're praying and not that they're dropping their faith because they resent us.
Okay. Well, now that's
Usually,
a whole.
usually this comes in the form of things like making sure that there are seasons, so that they have to pray for the winter to go, so that the spring will come again.
That's why y'all started that? Just to get them to pray for the return of rain or the return of sun?
There's more reasons to it than that, but that's one of the many.
And it depends upon the pantheon as well.
Aye.
How many things do y'all do just to get that to happen so that y'all don't fade from memory and attention?
We don't do anything
Enough.
specifically for worship. It's an added benefit.
Okay.
I can't speak to most of this making the seasons and lot, but I'm significantly younger than these two oldsters here.
You were
Yeah,
like us, weren't you?
He grins and goes, "Not exactly, no.
Oh, here we
I
go.
actually, I actually have more. I actually have more in common with the Lysmith than I do with you. I am the child of a Titan, Titan spawn.
Wait, so if you're a child of a Titan and you've become what and who you are, I'm not asking for our future, but generally speaking, is it possible for one of us to become on the same level as one of y'all?
All right.
Lugh is
How?
literally the example of that.
Well, he already explained that he's a little bit different, though.
Yeah, he's weird.
Yeah,
That's
speaking
putting it
of
lightly.
Lou, where do you get your clothes from? You got like a fancy clothes guy or something?
I'm quite capable of producing clothing for any occasion myself. But if I understand your question, when I'm in a hurry or I wish to be pampered like a lord of old, I go to Hunter Treacy in Dublin.
Oh, well, you got a card? Because I mean, I'm always in the market for new duds, and you always got some style to you. You're
Give
not
me your
quite
phone.
as stuffy as the other folks here.
Give me your phone.
Yeah, here you go.
You tell them Mr. Lamfata sent you.
Mr. Longfather sent me. You got it.
The Morgan sort of pinches the bridge of her nose at the butchery of her native tongue, and we're going to take it to break.
Thank you for watching Apotheosis. If you enjoy this story, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow for more of our content. You can also find all of our actual plays on our website at www.hallowedhavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/hallowedhavenstudios. Your support helps make more stories like this possible.
And we're back. You can talk now, guys.
Oh, okay. So, well, how many other questions do we even got in mind? I mean, we've asked a lot. You all have any questions for us?
On that magic day, when I don't know something and I need to come to you to ask it, I feel the war will already be lost.
I will make no offense to you. However, I will be asking my ravens before I ask any of you here.
Yeah, that seems on track for y'all.
Clint,
Yeah.
walk with me.
Okay.
And the
I'm gonna
Morgan
stand
is
up and
the Morgan is going to get up and walk out and just expect that Clint is going to follow. Ian and the crows all do.
oh yeah, he's right behind her.
And on that note, we're gonna shift into one-on-one scenes with people and their parents to give everyone a chance to ask more personal questions. And we are gonna start. We're gonna start, I think, with. Let's start with Steffan and Lugh.
Oh my.
Take it away, boys.
Well, Lou looks at Stefan and says, "Would you like to go for a walk, son? Or do you want to wait for
We
these two
gotta-
to get, or you want to wait for these two to get uncomfortable and we can continue to sit here?"
Nah, I feel like we're the ones who are more proactive anyway. You want to play catch while doing it or something?
Anything I throw, you'd need to put a shirt on first. Come on.
He will follow Lugh.
So, seems things are getting a bit more interesting around here.
Your definition of interesting is well, it's fascinating to me, coming from someone who literally had Jormungandr's venom pouring in his face.
I mean, life kind of goes how it goes, I guess. I am surprised that Odin sent one of his scions. Probably
I'm-
a spy, knowing,
Oh, she's absolutely here to keep an eye on you.
yeah, I'm not worried about the keeping an eye.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried that he is attempting to kill me through one of his children.
He made a promise, and well, I don't know if you've read the Eddas, but he's willing to let the whole world burn so as not to break a promise.
Yeah, but I don't know about his kid. He happens to find loopholes too.
He does, and she will look for one.
Yeah, well, whatever. None of those are important right now, I guess.
If you were hoping that people were just gonna like you might have not spent a decade killing their children.
I don't expect them to like me. I just don't want them to be used as a tool for me to die upon. Either way, that leads into one of my questions. You are the king of our pantheon, correct?
I am.
Do you have any jurisdiction over the dead souls?
I mean, that's more Clint's mother or Mananan. Why are you asking me this?
I want to know if there is a way to perhaps take a soul from another underworld and either transport it to a new one or keep it with me.
Danu's tits, boy. You spent a decade stealing the hearts of new scions. Now you're thinking about not only dishonoring me, but giving the ring of truth to everything everyone is saying about you by taking up stealing the dead.
Well, I mean, I am bound to help the weak.
If you intend,
I don't want.
If you intend to wrap your arms around those who died, you best be prepared to spend your existence in underworlds. And you have other obligations.
I do, and that is why I'm asking. As you know, or well, I guess as I am want to know, I do not have a good relationship with the gods. I am asking this so that when I do kill Gwen, she does not end up with the mother she has been running away from.
Well, irony of ironies, the tool to prevent that is the one she's walking around with that you used to. Feed her heart to a Fenrir.
I see.
I suppose it depends on how much hope you hold out for her, or whether, wherever she is, spiritually speaking, she wouldn't just prefer oblivion.
Yeah, I do not hope that she has a good afterlife. I'm just kinder, I guess, than letting her go back to hell, I guess.
Well, doing so is likely to antagonize her mother, but
I think I've already done that enough, Lugh. I think there's a point of no return, and I have already crossed it. At least for hell.
And if your concern for your former ally is that strong, then I would say feed her hard to Garm. Rest will take care of itself. There may come a time, say 100 years or so, where I will entertain the question about how to take someone's soul from a specific afterlife and give it to someone else. Even then, I'd still probably send you to the Morrigan for more specific advice, presuming she didn't skin you alive for asking.
Yeah, she's a bit scary, I guess. That is why I have chosen to ask you first, because that woman is frightening.
Among other adjectives,
We do not need to name in fear of her crows hearing us. Anyways,
trust me when I tell you that the battle crow knows exactly what I think of her. But your discretion is warranted.
indeed. I will see how my Gaish reacts upon the day that I do kill her, and see if it deems her weak enough to help.
There are many terms I would give to that woman. Weak is not one of them. You know something I don't.
I would say that she is possibly a very weak person, not in the sense of power. Being alone is its own weakness, and being surrounded by wolves does not make you any more, any less alone. I have figured that out with the time I have spent so far with the dumbasses of this group.
It is to my delight that thousands of years on, I can still be surprised from time to time.
You're only very good at things. You ain't perfect.
Nobody is, no matter what Odin says.
I mean, he's only got one eye, so he's at least kind of, throw a good right hook and he's fucked.
You try that. Just wait till I'm gone.
Yeah, we'll do the 100 years in the future thing too for that.
Aye. On the other hand, it wouldn't be the first one-eyed god I'd had to stand in front of. It didn't go that well for that one either.
And maybe it's just a tradition of punching one-eyed gods. Well,
are you all right?
I am alive.
All right. Now answer your king. Are you all right?
I have seen better days. I am realizing and attempting to come to terms with the things I have done. I would not clarify anything I have done or what I am as all right.
Good. You have a long way to go.
Yep. I have a feeling that I'm going to hear more about that after y'all leave.
Well, if they decide to give you grief, or if someone that I don't know refuses to wear a shirt, has a forked tongue, is giving you grief as you lie in bed at night, you remember this. Your king and your father loves you and is proud of you.
I'm gonna give you an address, alright? I want you to go there for me, if it is not too much trouble.
And who am I to find there, and what am I to say?
Well, if you're gonna be my dad, I expect you to meet my mother at least once.
Ah,
I just want you to check up on him. Don't need to talk to him, really.
Steffan Varger. All the time you've known me, has you ever encountered any force in this or any other world that could shut me up?
That's fair. But remember, they are more important to me than you are, so don't fuck it up.
Oi! And now you've forgotten who you're talking to. Give me the address.
He will produce his phone and give him the last address he remembers.
I will do this thing for you, and you will do a thing for me. Think of it as training wheels and learning how to make these exchanges.
What may I do for you, O father and king?
Learn to forgive yourself.
That's fucked up.
I'm king. I get to be mean.
Maybe he'll listen to you more than he listens to me.
Steffan jumps a bit.
Fuck, you're quiet sometimes.
Well, yeah. Natine, the dryad that Steffan spends so much time with, wanders over out of the probably one of the fields that you guys are walking past and extends a hand. I'm Natine. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is, I'm sure, all of mine. And he will take her hand and kiss her knuckles.
And she gives a very pretty smile. Yes, it is.
But the way my boy's looking at you, I better stop looking at you the way I'm looking at you.
Most people look at me that way, so it's fine. And she'll kind of slide herself under one of Steffan's arms and like hug around his middle.
Yeah, he will hold her and look at Lugh.
And so,
This is the one I was making you bring letters to Damon for.
I see.
Thank you for that.
Some of us are occasionally happy to be of service. Some of us bitch about it a lot.
He does do that. But he always does it.
He does.
Sometimes I think he just likes the sound of his own voice. Like father, like son, I guess.
There is that.
She gives a wide grin because there aren't many gods in her pantheon that she could be mouthy like that with. So
Genetic traits and all, I guess.
He'll wink.
Inheritance is funny. You just be careful. I don't have a great track record with sons, but I am trying to do better.
Yeah, well, sadly for you, you're probably stuck with the most survivable one out there, according to Lugh right now.
Well, I don't think that sucks at all.
Give it 100 years when I start swinging at people.
All right, off with you then. Go do whatever you do with dryads and trees. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
oh, I think you could.
And thanks, you old bastard.
Keep it up, young pup. Keep it up.
And as they are walking away, Lugh can hear Nadine. She tries to be quiet about it, but not so quiet that he can't hear. I told you people are proud of you.
It's like one guy.
No, there's definitely more than one person.
Yeah, I will accept this one.
And he'll pull her close as they walk away.
Excellent. Hey, that in mind, we are gonna pivot to take a break from the Irish for a little while and pivot to Blythe and Odin.
Blythe watches Steffan and Lugh leave, just like I'm not gonna fight this right now. Important question: does Lucky follow them or stay with
No,
us?
Lucky's with you. He was happy to receive bacon, but he's not going to trail after Lugh when Lugh doesn't have food for him.
Reasonable. Baba, you've seen them now.
I've seen them for quite some time.
They're so fate-bound in ways that I don't know. Ugh. The guesses themselves are already a huge complication.
Yes.
Have you really? Never mind.
No. Please. Continue your thought.
Daddy, they suck.
And yet they're effective.
Yes, many tools are effective when well wielded correctly. I can throw a hammer and do as much damage.
Perhaps, but how the tool is used is the determining factor on its success or not.
No, you're not gonna give me a straight answer on any of this, are you?
Depends.
Baba,
And
and Blythe throws a
smiles.
pillow at him.
I will do what I can to give you a straight answer.
Have you really not seen or spoken with Hell at all? She works for you.
She does, but I trust her to maintain her realm. Hell is, well, the best way to describe Hell is that she can be relied upon to defend what is hers. She resents what is stolen, and she remembers every insult uttered towards her. She does not forgive, she does not forget.
So she
She's
would
reliable
want
that way.
so she would want to assist us.
Possibly. There's always a price, though.
Would you be able to get us an audience?
I can send a raven. Whether or not she accepts is up to her. I'm not going to force her to open the doors of hell. Helheim, that is. To
They're
you,
already
though.
unguarded.
Maybe not guarded by Garm anymore, but she still has her legions.
Yeah. So you have no idea what Helheim is like? Not
No,
now that Garm is gone.
Not since Garma's gone, no. But I do know what it is like normally.
Any tips?
Speak honestly. Give no insult to anyone.
Tape Clint's mouth. Maybe don't let Steffan speak either.
I actually imagine that Steffan and Hell would probably get along.
You
Odd as
think?
that may be. Yes, he's. From what I can see, he's no nonsense. She'd appreciate that.
Yeah, he's been nothing but deeply unforthcoming since at least I showed up.
Perhaps with you, but with Hell, he might just be honest enough.
I don't know that my presence in the band is particularly helpful to Steffan and his whole situation.
It's not meant to be helpful to him in his situation.
Yeah, but we still need to deal with the wolves, and me being not helpful is not being helpful for the rest of the wolf problem either.
The situation with the wolves is different than what I consider the situation with Stefan to be.
And what would you call
You're,
that?
I'd call that a war. You cannot choose what men or women you are fighting against in a war.
Would you rather see him dead?
Not at the moment.
All right. I I feel like there are just too many moving pieces with Loki being back and with the wolves and this white staff person who I understand you might recognize but will not tell me about. And I get that that's within your ability, or that's within your judgment.
That and also my own restrictions.
I mean, how so?
It's fate, my dear.
Yeah, but you were kind of the guy who finds the loophole.
Yes. And in doing so, I've also then had to create walls to prevent any other loopholes from following through afterwards.
Baba, I want you to be more helpful. She is suddenly like a 7-year-old again and just has a little stompy moment.
You are just as you were when I last left you all those years ago. In many ways, to be fair, you have grown in other ways, but it is good to see that you have remained yourself.
I literally cannot be anyone else, at least not personally.
Perhaps.
I learned it from watching you.
You learned well.
I guess. Do you know if any of the other Aesir have a dog in this race?
These are the Fenris wolves. They all have a dog in the race, so to speak.
Do they care what happens to Gwen after she dies?
Yes, but it is not my position to say what their thoughts on the matter are.
All right.
If you want answers about what they think of Gwen, ask them.
Well, that's sort of the intention from here on. We need help. We need other allies, and I do intend on reaching out to at least my siblings and, I guess, spiritual cousins.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Actually, to that end, I have a weird thought. And it requires you being a little bit, well, doing exactly what you're very good at doing.
All right.
We all know that you aren't a huge fan of Steffan and the whole situation at hand.
Not particularly, no.
It might be, it might help our cause if the Aesir, in particular, the king of the Aesir, Baba, made a show of being willing to aid him. More so than just lending me to the band. Everyone knows I'm a bitch.
You want me to speak well of him?
You don't even have to speak well, just, I don't know, make it clear you believe in at least us to stop the wolves.
My dear, darling daughter, if I did not want the wolves stopped, I would not have sent you.
I know, but maybe we both should be a little should feel a little more, seem a little more confident in the situation.
If I was not confident, I would not have sent you, because I am confident in you.
I know. Just other pantheons are dumb. At least other scions are.
He has this look on his face of just.
Crack a smile, shake his hand. You don't have to be honest.
At this point, I think Lucky sort of makes a sound that is a rough approximation of what you think a wolf might sound like when it is trying to clear its throat.
Yes, Lucky.
No one's going to believe that he's coming from a place of good faith if he's too overt about the help he provides. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I guess.
If he suddenly gets very friendly and starts sending out a bunch of help and making big gestures, everyone is going to assume that something is up.
As much as I hate to say it, it's politics.
It's all politics, but
It always
I get it.
is.
And you're sure I can't use the chair?
I'm very sure, my love.
Ugh, this band is a prison.
Lucky will look over at you, Odin. Is there something else you could provide that could be helpful?
I will think on it. And should I find a suitable assistance for you, I will send it as soon as possible.
Thank you, Bubba. Just one last terrible question. As long as we are having, as long as I have you here, you
Terrible
don't.
question. All right.
No, you don't. You don't know what's happening in with other pantheons, right?
I have eyes.
What about like the Deva?
What about them?
I don't know. One of my bandmates, his girlfriend got arranged marriaged away, and he's bummed about it. You wouldn't happen to know anything about stuff like that, right?
Uh,
Sorry.
Sadly, I cannot say.
Baba!
I know. Look, here's the thing. I want to help, but asking for the precognizant to give the answers is not. It's not something I can do.
You're going to make me learn it myself.
Yes,
The precognition.
I'm going to make you learn the information yourself because that's what I've always had you do. I can guide you towards the answers, but eventually you're the one that has to come to cross the finish line.
I'm sure there's a spell. You wouldn't do that without warning me, right? The arranged marriage shit? You're waiting way too long to answer this question.
No, I prefer actually to have a willing set of participants.
Okay. All right. I
You
I'm
are.
doing my best.
I know. I know you are. You are my darling daughter. I'm not going to be shipping you off to someone else without your say.
Well, thank you
Plus-
for that.
Plus, I'd prefer if there was actual love involved. Odd concept that a father wishing for his daughter to have love with the person that they're planning to marry, right?
That's actually very reassuring. And Blythe actually leads over to hug her dad.
Give her a big bear hug back. Just,
I do miss you.
I miss you too.
All right. I think with that, we are going to pop over to a different set of Irish parent and child. Clint,
Yeah,
you have a quiet moment with your mother.
that I do.
She is walking you away from the house, back toward the barn where the bodies were kept before they were collected.
Yeah. On the walk to the barn, it's not going to be too talkative, or Clint's not going to be too eager right away. But as we get closer to it, he'll look at the barn and kind of standing at the doorway. This is a lot of really hard work, Mom.
Yes.
I mean, it's up to us to do it. So, I never. He gestures inside the barn. I never really got to run with her much or to work with her often, but I heard good things. I seen her do good stuff. Did Mara have a story or a legacy I can learn from you?
She looks thoughtful. Mara Klein was mine, but not because she loved the killing field. She understood the part of war most fools find dull until it saves them. The held door, the warded wall, fire that doesn't spread. She made sure that sanctuary meant something.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you found her.
Well, her partner found us first. Lyra came and showed us the phone. I think I told you the basics. So
You did. Tell me about how you found Mara in the house.
yeah. Mara, as I recall, was is it above the table? I believe she's the one that was on the sigil.
She
Whenever
was.
we found her.
She was.
Yeah. When we went into that house, we spouted all sorts of folks, and the one we determined to be Mara after the fact, and was lying atop a sigil that she wrote, a protective spell that got broken. She was clearly doing everything she could to protect folks in that house. She died on top of it. She's missing her heart. She's burned near beyond recognition, save for bits of her. But seeing her, not her, as he gestures to the barn and then just vaguely outwards, but seeing her out here, she looks better. We found her doing her job.
That mark on the floor, the one that
Right.
she was laying on top of, was her last will working. She wasn't calling flame or weapon. She was denying it. The house was burning around her, and she was still trying to tell the fire no. And for a little while at least, it seems like it listened. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been anything left. And then I assume that that's where the roots that were mentioned earlier came up.
Yes, ma'am. They were breaking through the floor, tearing up the floorboards and destroying the rune as she was making them.
That's what you should remember. Not the wolves that burst through the door, but the roots that pushed their way up through the floor. Something taught the earth to betray a threshold they'd established. Do you want to know how you honor her?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You and your band finish what she began. Take her notes if any of them survived. Build a better safe house. Ward a door in her name. Speak the truth of where she stood. Name what killed her. And if you find the heart they took from her, bring it home. But if you can't bring me her heart, you bring me the damn thing that ate it.
Do that.
I know you can.
It's learning about the lanterns was sort of a big deal for us. So
You all have
carrying
had
on that.
you all have had some time away from the rest of Scion society. You weren't as exposed as the rest of them to what's been happening. I'm sorry that finding your sister's body is how you were introduced to it.
Yeah, the first band weren't quite so, and then this one is a little bit different. So you're saying that this is what's been going on everywhere, or is it just recently and locally?
Usually it's worse.
Yeah.
Usually no one gets away. Not unless they're found early. But generally, if the wolves show up, that means it's too late.
I mean, speaking of those wolves, you said it before, and I mean, we talked about it briefly, but if we're not equipped to deal with Garm here and now, if we're not ready, when will we be? Like, how do we come across this equipment or preparedness to deal with that thing?
Before he was let go, Garm was bound by enchanted chains. Chains that he was tricked into. That's the key to beings like him. You don't get to the point where you're ready or able to fight them well. You take advantage of circumstances.
So, sort of like what we're planning to do with Gwen, we trick and trap?
Aye. And I suspect if you manage to get Gwen off of the battlefield, you might have more of a chance with Garm.
It sounds like we made the right choice in focusing on Gwen first, then. At least there's that.
There's no right or wrong, but I think dealing with her first might help deal with him. Might certainly change his calculus. You have to remember the wolves are not. Well, they're not all terribly bright, but they're not like dogs. They're not blindly loyal all the time. They do calculate. Change the calculus for Garm. Make him question if this path is still worth going down.
Yeah, make it difficult and be an obstacle, right?
Like that. Similar, yes.
Okay. When we did fight Garm in the mall, all his wolves, they weren't necessarily dog-like, but like you're saying, they weren't blindly following me either. I could talk to them, kind of, sort of. I got their attention. I kept them from being too incredibly violent, and then Mr. B, he cast some sort of spell, and then they became docile then too. If we were, I don't know, if we somehow took the reins over these Fenris wolves, these ones that are currently being led around by Gwen and this White Staff individual, would we perhaps be able to, teach them to be better, to train them for different purposes?
The wolves.
Yeah.
I doubt it. At their core, they're still Titan spawn.
Yeah, but isn't Lugh?
Lose. And if you ever tell him I said this, you and I will have a problem. He's special in ways I can't explain without potentially mucking with fate. He's a pain in my ass, to be fair, but
Speaking of pains in the ass, is what is your relationship with Odin? And now that we got Blythe on our team, do you think that balances out us having Steffan any?
I won't speak to my relationship with the Allfather. I'll tell you this about Blythe. If Odin sent her, he had a reason. Does it necessarily have to be a bad reason? The Allfather is nothing if not paranoid. Having a child of his closest to one of the people he sees as a potential enemy and a potential threat to him makes sense.
So it's all like measuring odds rather than measuring liking us and not liking us.
I suspect he's calculating that way.
Yeah.
If he thinks you can be useful, he'll use you. If he thinks that you're going to be a threat, he'll find a way to destroy you.
I was kind of picking up. He's a little cagey when it comes to giving out information. So hesitant with people like that.
He also likes to play along like he knows more than he does. What he didn't mention in there when he was making snide comments about being the only one in the room who could read fate, which is a load of fucking bollocks, is that their pantheon has a triple, a set of 3 women, the Norns. They're the true weavers of fate for the Aesir. For all his gifts and for all of his hanging himself from the world tree to try and see into the future, nothing beats the Norns when it comes to the Aesir and their gifts of prophecy and fate. But the less he says, the more mysterious he sounds.
It is true. It did seem like he knew more than he was letting on, but you're saying that for certain things, he's just really that. He's given us as much as he's got.
I suspect he knows more than he said. I'm just saying I
Right.
think he might have painted himself to be a little bit more in tune with things than he actually was.
Yeah. I mean, if you're supposedly this being of extreme intelligence and precognition, that would be a good idea to put on airs, right? Ah,
That's the impression you want to make on people, aye.
yeah. Um, Clint kind of pockets his hands and looks between the barn and his mom. Well, there's between two author side of things, Mr. B's been different recently.
Oh.
He's he's been really into his books. I've always noticed that whenever you sent me out here the first time. He's been reading and paying attention to myths and stories and history, things that kind of come around and help us out. But past few weeks, he's been into his books a lot more, and to the detriment of folks around him. I think he's kind of missing out on things happening. And if you interrupt him, if you bring his attention to it to just try and help him, instead of him, being his understanding and patient self early on, there's this bit of resistance, sort of a bite to him now.
Well,
But
if he seems on edge and a little more aggressive, there are gifts that some warriors in our pantheon get over time. Sometimes they have it from the beginning, but it's not. It's a gift some of my children have had, but not as many. You might want to talk to Lugh before he leaves. Ask him to tell you about the Rheostrad.
Rheostrad? Okay, I can. Okay. You're saying it's a gift, but the way he's been.
It's a gift and a curse all at the same time, all sort of wrapped up in one, and it can leach into your personality. As for his time in his books and his tendency to bury himself in them, Mr. Bright, from what I've seen, armors himself in knowledge the way that you armor yourself in your companionships.
So it's more of a self-soothing, comforting.
It's where he
little
feels
bit of all.
strongest.
Yeah.
That is not to say that that is not to say that he might not need companionship, and you might have to just keep working at it.
Oh, I plan to. I'm still harassing him every time I see him.
I am not.
Oh,
I am not, as a rule. Well, Lugh is the better one to talk to about matters like this.
all right. Well, I do have something that I think you'd be better suited for then.
And that is?
Well, when we've been doing this, this work of the tasks, the going around talking to people, there's not a lot of knockdown, drag out fights. There's not a lot of reason for me to toss my spear, and I find that I'm pretty okay with that. I'm good at talking to people about their problems. I'm good at dealing with the afterlife and people who are recently deceased who need help or guidance. We've got Ian on our side, really helping out on that front too, and I find myself reaching out to a lot of folks to try and make sure that they're comfortable, that they're taken care of, that they feel the affection that they need, the food in their bellies, well, say for one of our friends that, they got clothes that keep them warm. But at times it feels like, it's like a one-way process where you're just giving out all this energy to make sure folks are taken care of, and then you just burn down, like a candle. You start losing your wax, and the darkness just keeps getting darker. And is that our job? Is just keep pushing on, to keep burning, to help these people, even if we're running on fumes?
In my experience, if you need something and it's not your job to provide it, you need it from other people and they're not doing it, I just tell them.
But that don't diminish your status as being the bringer of peace and comfort, or whatever else you might be in charge of during that given day.
I am a god of prophecy and war and death. Do you think it diminishes my status when I go to Lugh and tell him that he needs to summon the armies?
Well, saying he needs to do something don't sound quite the same as can you please do it? It's
Do you think that being polite to your companions, while also asking for what you need diminishes you?
I don't think being polite diminishes me, but
Clint Brazos, you're a member of the Tuatha De Danann, and that makes you royalty. You cannot be diminished by anything you do not allow to diminish you. Your status is not in question unless you're the one doing the questioning.
mm,
And anyone who says otherwise will have to talk to me.
he gives a thin smile and, Mom, I'm not really worried about my status. I'm just a little tired.
Then tell your companions that you're tired and you need respite. You need them to shoulder some of the burdens that you've been taking on by yourself. They cannot fix problems they are unaware of.
But they can't talk to the dead. They can't see them. They can't help them like we can.
No, but you're asking them to help a member of the living, and she'll gesture at you.
Yeah, suppose I am. Okay, I'll wipe his face. All right, so we've got a lot of hard work ahead. We got to find some information and make some plans, especially regarding Gwen. I'll look for Mara's notes, see if we've got them anywhere. If not, I'll does she have any friends I could reach out to make sure I carry on that legacy and maybe restart or keep the lanterns going?
She kind of draws a deep breath. Your companion, Blythe, knows most psychopomps from most pantheons. My understanding is there's some sort of, I don't know, group discussion thing on their phones.
Yeah.
I'd talk to her.
Okay.
Most psychopomps are also related to death in some way.
All right. Well,
I have a right, not a spell, but it's a way to announce where your sister was and who she was when she died. That I could teach you.
I would learn it.
And she makes this gesture with her hand, and like literally out of thin air, in her hand is a pad of paper. And another gesture, and she's got like this very, very, very nice like black fountain pen. And she lists off a list of items. Which is ash from the safe house where Mara died, salt, crow's feathers, iron nails, and then she gives you a list of steps to perform. One of them being like carve Mara's name on the threshold of the door. Make a promise. She's very, very careful to point out not a geisha, but a promise that you will repeat her story and carry her legend with you as a way to honor her and her sacrifice. And that you will never, ever, ever use euphemisms for what happened to her. Her death wasn't clean, and it wasn't quiet, and it wasn't gentle, so don't talk about it like it was.
Right. It was Very much violent and done in the work of duty.
It was.
I've got the steps. I've got a list of things to collect. I can do that.
As I said, it's not a spell. I'm sure your fellow Tuatha would be happy to go with you to do it.
Of course, the more the merrier. Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. Clint is, as the instructions kind of wash over him, he's clearly taking notes and that way he will remember this for later, but he's a little shell-shocked.
Well, you're all right.
I'm working on it, Mom. You said I need to talk to Lugh about it, so I'll talk to Lugh about it some.
He might also be better at talking to about the whole your needs not being as met. I do my best, but I know I'm not gentle. So
I don't know that I need gentle. I think I just need acknowledgement sometimes.
well, I am here.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, you meant from your companions.
Well, I mean from you too sometimes. I know that you've given it and I may have missed it
Always
before.
punch them in the face. I've done that at least once to someone who wasn't listening.
I don't think I'll need to do that quite as much. I've already beat up on my friends once, and that was enough.
All right. Well, I have it on good authority that Lugh is currently, and she'll kind of look kind of down and to the side, like she's focused on something on the ground, enjoying the fruits of this fine place. He should be that way, on the other side of the orchard.
All right, well, I suppose I'll go visit with him. Hey, before I go though, Mom. Look, I know I reach out a lot, that I can be a little overwhelming at times. Yeah, you already mentioned my needs are a little bit different. But thank you. I don't know if it was necessarily by your choice or by chance that I'm here, and he points to himself, and here, not like Damon's farm, but me. But it's a lot better than what I used to be, and with you and hopefully Lugh and with all my other friends now, I'm doing more. I'm more than I ever could have imagined, and I just want to make sure that you hear that I appreciate that, and I'm thankful for my station. It's a lot, but I'm gonna keep working on it.
She kind of nods. As long as you continue to prove that you are worthy of it, you will continue to have it.
Yes, ma'am. I'll go talk to Lugh now. Thanks for coming and visiting, Mom.
Aye, go talk to your king.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna need a minute because I wasn't prepared for a one-on-one with you and Lugh.
I wasn't either.
So
You asked him to do it.
yeah, no, I mean like prior, I wasn't prepared.
I am prepared at all times.
Yeah, well, you don't have to control all the layout stuff, so I don't want to fucking hear it.
I have people for that.
It's
All right.
PP. That's the people.
Okay.
Hi.
Clint walks away from his mother, wanders across the farm. Lugh. Shortly
I
after
didn't even know you could do that with a cherry stem.
shortly after you walked away from your son, you were approached by a number of the lovely ladies who call the farm home. Why don't you tell Clint what he walks up on?
He does hear the word, I didn't even know you could do that with a cherry stem. And there's a lot of giggling going on. But presuming that Clint is not being particularly quiet, Lugh will extricate himself now as shirtless as his son. Clint Brazos, as I live and breathe.
Your kingship. I can
Your
see-
timing is lousy, but that's all right.
Yeah, I have a way of interrupting things when they're just about to get good.
Fret ye not. I bring the party with me. What's on your mind?
Oh, all sorts of things, you know. I just had a chat with Mom. She said I should talk to you about a couple of things, actually.
All right, just a second. Give me back my shirt. I am not my boy. Thank you.
But I like it.
And you'll have it back later. Patience is a virtue, so they tell me.
Clearly you haven't met Greeks.
I have. If you'll excuse us for just a few moments.
Yeah, the dryads will break up and go to wander the trees for a little while to give you privacy, but the one who had your shirt is pouting when you take it away.
Let's meander, Mr. Brazos. What's on your mind?
Yeah. As they walk on for just a few steps. Mom told me I should talk to you a couple of things. First, really wanted to appreciate your support and you being out here to help us like this. There's something going on with Mr. B, mooting this deep into his books. I mentioned it to Mom, and she said that there's a gift or a curse or both that called
the adolescence has finally hit him.
No, I think he's already got hair on all the parts that are gonna get hair.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, it's more something called a rheostrat. That's what Mom called it. She said I should talk to you about it, and that that it's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, she said it had something to do with warriors, and I mean,
It
Mr.
does.
B is a good fighter when you give him the chance.
Well,
What is the rheostrat?
I apologize in advance. You have asked a question that the answer starts with a story. It literally means warp spasm or battle frenzy. And the first person recorded to have it was a son of mine, Clint. He gets this sort of distant look on his face, sort of staring in the middle distance, and Clint can tell he's quoting something. The first warp spasm seized him and made him into a monstrous thing, hideous and shapeless, unheard of. His shanks and his joints, every knuckle and angle and organ from head to foot, shook like a tree in the flood of the reed or stream. His body made a furious twist inside his skin, so that his feet and shins switched to the rear and his heels and calves switched to the front.
His what did what now?
His body twisted around inside his skin.
Like backwards is what it sounds like.
Aye.
That doesn't sound comfy.
It's not. But the pain is part of it. It's why it's a frenzy.
So,
It is. Clint, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Have you ever been really angry?
well, sure, yeah.
Like you were afraid you were going to hurt someone, sort of angry.
Well, yeah, but I had to walk away because I didn't want to hurt him.
Now imagine for a moment. I mean, you've seen things where emotions can collect like pools, and in places in the overworld where they can become manifest like solid things.
Yeah.
Now imagine for a moment your anger, your neighbor's anger of the people down the street, all the anger in Ireland, all the anger in England, all the anger in Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, all the anger everywhere, gathered up like a sun. To touch the warp rack is to draw just a sliver of that sun into yourself. And it burns.
Yeah, it's the sun.
If Oliver Bright has taken the Rheostrad into himself in attuning himself to the arts of war as his father teaches him, you know, you were talking earlier about it, and we had mentioned it, and it annoyed the hell out of Odin. You've seen the Avengers movies.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, the first few.
You ever read any comic books?
Oh, all the time. I mean, whenever I was a little kid, that we didn't really have TV, and my dad wasn't a big fan of the radio, so I'd sneak off and I'd buy like 3 or 4 comic books with my lunch money. I read all sorts of them.
And so you're familiar with a character called the Incredible Hulk.
Well, yeah, he's big and green and mad all the time, except
It's
for the
something.
other part of him.
It's something like that.
Oh, hold on then. So your story that you told and the connection you're making, usually if someone gets to that point of anger, even if they don't have the Rheostrad, they're gonna be really hard to talk down.
They are incredibly hard to talk down. And
How
well,
did the story end?
uh, as it happens, you do have most of the tools you need to stop a standard Rheostrad right here around you. Is that a pad of paper and a pen I see in your hand?
I can grab one. I've been jotting down a few things, and he'll pull out a little spiral from his back pocket.
Take this down. Because one of the other things that Rheostrad does, much like a sun, it makes your skin burn and your touch burns your enemies. At least it usually does. And the way you get someone to come back out of that frenzy is one, you have to cool them down. Water, lots of it. And you're going to boil that water away. And
lots of water.
And then usually the Rheostrad, because it's anger And because it's a sort of primeval anger, it taps into your primeval impulses. So, food. Lots and lots of food.
Yeah, everybody's got to eat, and I imagine if you're angry and muscling around, you get pretty hungry. That makes sense. Okay.
So you have water, you
You
have
got
food,
water. Yeah, food.
and sex.
Uh, Clint lowers the notebook. What do you mean by that?
I mean that when three queens tried to bring Cuchulainn out of his Rheostrad, what they did was they laid out platters of food all around the lake. Then they climbed into that lake and well, they invited him in by casting off their dresses.
And he went in and cooled off, and
Something like that, aye.
i- if your touch burns someone, I guess that's why they went into the water.
Aye.
Okay, so I need lots of water, I need lots of food, and I gotta fuck him.
You personally don't have to. But he's going to be overwhelmed by his appetites.
Clint writes down, don't personally have to sleep with Mr. B. I know he's got a squeeze, so I'll keep her on the phone just in case.
That's probably a good idea. However, I will note, dryads, lovely creatures, slightly flammable.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to sleep with him because I'm very durable. Okay.
You're a
Uh,
good friend, Clint Brazos.
Well, of course, it's my job. Um, Speaking of it being a job, he'll close the notebook. I had a moment there with Mom where I may have expressed some exhaustion and frustration, and she said I should talk to you about that.
Exhaust. Frustration with what?
Well, I mean, I do a lot of, talking to people. I do a lot of making sure that, that they get what they need, that they're taken care of, that comfort, warmth, food, drink, all that important stuff. Really, he waves the notebook, taking care of Oliver when he goes to Rheostrad only on a smaller level, but spread out on a much longer timetable and with a lot more people. Um, but it kind of, it feels like I'm putting a lot of energy out there and I'm having a hard time finding more energy to keep putting out there. She was saying, rest and stuff like that, but then suggested that I talk to you more.
Well, so here's part of the thing about your mother. You remember what I said earlier about future seers and silliness?
Oh, yeah.
Well, your mother has wandered into places and spaces no mind was meant to go. She is sometimes more of deity and less of humanity because of it. It's like a hurricane, an erupting volcano, and she lets herself be carried off more like a force of nature. And sometimes it makes it hard for her to relate to those of us who still cherish personal connections. And that's why she sends you to me.
Is
But I
she
give you the
always
bit.
like that?
She has been for as long as I've known her.
All right.
And it is a thing you should watch for in your friend Oliver.
How do I keep him from becoming her?
Well, given what you were saying earlier, I don't know how you're going to take this, but how much do you know about your mother's husband?
Not a lot, to be honest.
The Dagda, also called the Good God,
Yeah.
is a bit of a big goof. He's wise, he is the master of druidry, and he has also walked into an enemy camp with no pants on just to shock the fuck out of everyone.
So I should walk around without pants like Steffan walks around without a shirt?
The point is, he lives. He's a person. This is an awkward story, but once upon a time, one of Dagda's boys I caught with my wife. And so I killed him. The Dagda immediately scooped up his boy and walked out into the world to find out how to bring him back. The Dagda has been a king of the Tois de Danann. And to be a king is to give of yourself. And it's hard.
She did say I was royal.
The Aesir have a euphemism for monarchs, ring giver, because it is expected that out of the plenty that a monarch has, he will give to his people. And it's not easy. But I tell you the thing I hope you'll remember, and then I tell you the thing I think you're likely to remember. The thing I hope you'll remember is that as you're caring for everyone else around you, you must count yourself in that as well. So you worry about what Oliver needs, what Steffan needs, what Blythe needs, what Andre needs. Don't leave yourself off that list.
So it's not like selfish or self-centered
To care
do
about
that?
yourself? No,
Well-
boy, it isn't. It is not selfish. It is not diminishing. And it does not make you less for you to care about yourself.
And no, I think I get it, but you got me curious too. What did you think I was going to remember instead of taking care of myself?
Mhm. And he reaches out and takes both of Clint's cheeks in his hands. Says, I see you. I treasure what you are doing for my son and for this band and for this world. You're doing very well.
I'm trying my best. Sorry if your hands get wet, and Clint is doing his best.
Come here, moron. And he gives him a hug.
And that is the tightest hug that Clint has given. He is squeezing for all he's got.
And he lets it go until Clint goes to break it. And then just as he does, he whispers into Clint's ear, and you might consider calling Cordelia when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll do that tonight. Hey, Lou,
Aye,
you're a real one. Thank you.
of course I am. I'm your king.
That you are.
And a king gives to his people. Now, I'm going to go explore the foliage. You be good.
I'll do my best.
Your best is good enough. Anyone says different, they'll have to go through me.
Thanks, Dad. I mean, Lou.
Go on.
And Clint will walk away, wiping
Okay.
his face.
Lou wanders off to explore the foliage, which is a lovely euphemism, frankly. And our three scions. Blythe, what are you doing after Odin leaves?
First, I'm moving a mattress to the greenhouse.
Oh?
They know what they did.
I mean,
The girls will find their way there.
sure, okay.
I don't want them fucking in the house.
And you don't really get a choice. You don't live here.
I live here enough.
You sleep here on occasion. They live here.
Oh, don't mind us, Miss Zhang. I promise we'll not be so noisy that you can't have a conversation.
As Lou is being led up the stairs by a number of dryads.
You're all very strong. That's amazing.
Blythe looks tired. And then after her dad leaves, she's gonna give him another hug, but she's going to pop off to the other side of the world for a bit. And when the boys are ready, I think they will find the den. It's probably in when evening rolls around. They'll find the den has just been filled with like takeout boxes. Almost everything is fried. There are like some soups and things as well, but it is enough to feed probably the whole house and then some if the dryads ate. And it all is like steaming hot and like it's all steaming hot and the projector is set up for just some trash television.
Excellent. Steffan, what did you do after your father wandered away? You have a few hours before you walk in to find this delightful dinner.
A dryad.
Noted. Okay, cool. Clint, same, I'm assuming?
I mean, kind of.
Or do you want to just
Clint's
go
gonna-
do you want to go like cuddle with Melly?
Yeah, that's gonna be
Self-care
what
time?
Clint
Okay.
does. Yeah,
Okay. Clint,
it's been drilled into him plenty enough. He's gonna go do some self-care.
Clint goes and gets like a massage, and she plays with his hair, and he gets to take a nap. And then in the evening, as everybody sort of wanders back in because it's dark out and it's, Blythe has set up like an awesome kind of like night in with trash movies and great food, or trash TV and great food.
Any day we host our parents is a night that we get to take off.
Yeah, something about self-care being important, right?
Yeah, I actually have one other thing from you and I need you to not be weird about it.
Oh, I can't promise that.
And Blythe like steps forward and it is a full Wednesday Addams, but she does hug Clint really hard.
And then Clint will hesitantly wrap his arms around Blythe and hug. What is this
That's
from?
It's from my dad.
Oh, well, tell him he gives really good hugs.
Everything here, I popped over to a hawker center that I really like. I do need to sit down, but everything here is really fresh, and at least half of some of these places are essentially Michelin star quality, so, you know. And she just
Thank you.
gestures to the food.
Oh, hell yeah. We're going to eat so good. Thank you, Blythe.
And it is around this time that you guys hear, guys? Why
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
David.
why is there
Yes.
a really potent bottle of something on the table? And David is standing there with the bottle that Lugh brought in that everybody forgot about. And I'm
That's
missing
from
an
Lou,
apple.
and that's also from Lou.
Oh.
He's still upstairs, technically, so he hasn't left.
Did he mention what this is?
No.
Try it and
very
find
potent
out.
alcohol.
Blythe gives grabby hands.
No, if he traded this for one of the apples, that means it's powerful. We're gonna figure out what it is before we go taking drinks.
Big sad eyes.
What? It could be as strong as the apples. You really want to waste it on a night in? Or do you want to
He
save
might
it
have
in
said
case?
it was mead.
Let me look into it. And if it turns out to be, just really potent alcohol, then fine. But if it has special properties, we're going to save it for, when you guys are potentially trying not to get your hearts eaten out. Okay?
A piece of sticky tofu goes flying at Damon.
He catches it in his mouth. Thank you.
Boo,
And,
you whore.
and he will walk away. You
What
guys-
say we pop this thing open anyways? Just give it a little sniff. We
he
can
literally
tell with our
has the
noses.
bottle in his hand when he walks away.
Damn it. Clint turns to the table. It's gone. Oh, shit.
A bit too
Hold
late on
on.
that one.
From the, not having, without even getting up from the pillow nest, Blythe will pop into the kitchen and grab something else then. I'm sure we have whiskey.
There's plenty of stuff. There's wine, there's whiskey, there's all kinds of stuff in the kitchen. Damon is just,
Cautious?
He
Yeah,
has
crazy.
to risk his life often enough to go get divine apples. If a god thought that whatever he brought was worth that kind of a trade, then he's pretty sure it's not normal.
Right. Blythe reappears with just the largest bottles she can find and a large punch bowl and whatever juice is in the fridge.
Oh no.
We're basically a sorority. We're doing jungle juice.
Oh god. Okay. Well,
Any objections? I don't hear any.
Don't think so.
the dryads who are taken are happy to join you. Some of the others who didn't necessarily make it into the party because the bedroom that Lugh is in is only so big, will also join you. Damon goes and stores the bottle of mead away, and then eventually comes and joins you once he's sure that it is in a place where y'all can't find it, or at least can't get to it. And you are able to have a lovely evening in. Are there any conversations that you guys would like to have?
Between each other, I mean, shit, we all got to get to know our parents. Blythe, I understand a little more about why you are the way you are. Steffan, I'm glad you're hearing folks be proud of you. You'd need it.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
You got a weird dad.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, when we asked questions of our parents, they gave us answers and directness, and they were like, look, you shouldn't ask about fate. It's bad for you. But whenever you started asking your dad stuff, it was like, well, I could say, well, technically speaking, and a lot of evasiveness.
I
Is
mean,
that like how he is all the
sure.
time?
Hard to say. A lot of. I try really hard to take after my dad, and part of that is figuring things out on our own. It's very likely that more than anything, he just wants to make sure that that's what we do.
How incredibly helpful.
He gave me you. He gave you me you.
Yep, he gave me you, or you
Yep.
me. It,
You are
both senses.
welcome.
He's trying to be helpful. This is it.
Well, he has an interesting way of helping. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate it. It's just a strange individual. Now, that said, you got to meet my mom. And she told me to go and find emotional support in McKing. So,
Yeah,
we've
Luke's
all,
kind of good at that.
yeah.
King, who's entertaining himself right now upstairs.
Yeah, he's a little bit busy.
Right. Did he give you good advice?
Yeah, he did. I'm gonna go make a phone call here in a few minutes, but right now, I'm gonna live it up with y'all. I miss Oliver, and I hope he's doing good. I know Andre's being out there resourceful and smart, but I miss him.
Well, when we pick them up, we'll make sure that they get the self-care notice, and we'll figure it out.
Maybe we save a bit of this alcohol for 'em. In whatever form you fuck it up with all that juice.
I'll go shot for shot with you right now.
I bet
I'd
you
win.
won't.
Blythe pours shots.
Oh my god, Blythe is gonna join Tuatha House 2.0.
I'm not joining Tuatha House. You can't make me.
you
As you
literally just
actively
agreed.
No, this is Damon's house. It's Decathlon, if anything else. If anything.
All right.
Where's Damon?
I mean, Damon is right there, but he's also a child of Dionysus. He could go shot for shot with all of you. Like, you could add up everything that you guys do, and he could do all of that. He'd be fine. But you know that as part of being the child of that particular god. I would like everybody to make me a fortitude check, please.
I'm gonna die.
I'm well rounded. Oh no.
Oof.
Will a 29
I'll
do?
hero point that.
Please keep that. Please keep it, Blythe. That's so fucking perfect.
I'm gonna walk into the sea.
You know what?
I've
No,
rolled
I'll keep
twice this game.
Are you gonna reroll it or no?
No, I'm not gonna reroll it. You are gonna give me a hero point for having Asian glow.
I mean, that's fine. Your hero points reset at the end of the session anyway, so take your hero
Rude.
point for the next 5 minutes. So Blythe says she will go shot for shot with you. Damon looks amused at the idea, but he does join in with the drinking just so that he's not being weird about it. Blythe is white girl wasted in the first 20 minutes.
She does go shot for shot, though.
She
It's
goes
not
shot for
pretty.
shot, but she is so white girl wasted, and she gets Asia glow on top of it. It's a wild time. There is more than one time, Steffan, where you're not super thrilled about the idea of having to touch her, but she will go to stand up to say something and she will nearly topple onto you, so you sort of have to put a hand up just to stop her from leaning. Steffan manages to go for a couple of hours before it's too much for even him. Clint lasts a good long while.
Clint is
and
going to have a very drunken phone call.
literally the only person in the room who it makes it longer than Clint is Damon, but that shouldn't surprise anybody.
Well, of course.
We should call Oliver. We should call Oliver and Andre.
Yeah, I'll call them. I'm gonna go. Like I said, I gotta go make a call.
Blythe,
Yes.
when you stumble up to the spare bedroom that you usually use when you were here, when you were not cuddled up with Damon, on your pillow is a piece of paper. And a like a runestone style thing. What you realize the runestone is, because you've seen these before, is effectively like a hall pass that allows someone to make their way into one of the other worlds that are controlled by the Aesir, kind of as a, hey, Odin says be nice. So it's effectively it's effectively like a safe passage into the underworld. No promises as to how things go once you get there. But nobody will try and stop you from going. On the paper is a step-by-step instructions on how to perform a ritual. And this ritual will allow you to dream walk. And effectively what this is this is a gift from Daddy that makes it so that you don't have to put in as much time to do the research on a ritual. You will still have to cast it. And you'd still have to be successful, but you don't have to do the research. It's already there for you.
Hell yes.
Clint.
Yeah.
You're making a phone
I'm
call.
there. I am. King Daddy told me that I should follow up on my existing relationship, so I'm gonna do just that.
Okay.
After a real long night of drinking with my friends, it's time to make that drunken phone call.
Well, thankfully, you guys went. You and Damon especially went well into the night, so it's like 2 or 3 in the morning your time, which means that it's actually morning in Ireland. So, phone rings a couple of times, and then eventually a voice picks up. Hello.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Well, hey, Clint. Haven't heard from you in a bit.
It has been a minute. I've been trying to reach out here and there, but we get all sorts of busy. Sorry about that.
I understand. It's been pretty similar here. Lots going on.
Yeah, how so?
Well, I run the bar. I manage the passage to Magmel for those who don't have Psychopomp to get them there. And I'm part of the band that's trying to make inroads into figuring out what to do about the wolves. They're certainly making it hard for us to manage the Fomorian issue, so...
Yeah, we did kind of hear about them wolves making a big old mess about that place. You said you're managing the passage. There are like a lot of people going there at the moment?
Well, yeah, because we're trying to deal with the wolves, so people need to get there and get back, and I'm one of the only people who knows reliably exactly where the point is and when to step. You remember you had to walk off the cliff?
Yeah, I remember. Lucas was having a heck of a time dealing with it, and he had all sorts of allergies. Wait, this feels somewhat important.
What does?
If you're keeping track of things going in the Magmel and the wolves, and
I'm keeping track of scions. I can't figure out how the wolves are getting there. They're not taking the passage that we usually take.
hey, well then how would someone get to Magmel without using your place?
She pauses for a minute. I don't entirely know. That's part of why I'm doing what I do.
This makes
Was there anything in particular you needed? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I don't mean to rush it, but
no, it's
got an appointment I've got to get to soon, so.
No, it's cool. I got what I needed.
All right.
Yeah. It's like 3 or so over here, so it's been a long night.
You sound a bit toasty.
Oh yeah, I was with my friends and we were. I talked to Mom today and talked to Lugh, and it has been a day.
That's a
It
couple
has
of big
been a day.
names.
Oh yeah. Well, we had Odin here too.
She whistles.
Yeah, it was wild.
That must have been a tense
But
room.
it was. It got draining, and I tried talking to people about it being draining, and I got informed that I should probably take, care of myself, and I figure what better way of doing that than following the advice of the king himself, who says, hey Clint, you got really good people who care about you and who are out there doing important stuff. You should, be a good boy, do your thing. And so I got to hear your voice, and that's helping a lot.
Well, I'm glad I can be helpful. Listen,
Well, yeah.
I've got a doctor's appointment I've got to get to, but I realized when you called I didn't have your number in my phone. So why don't you text me a picture so that I can update your contact card?
The audible grin is clear through his drunkenness. Oh, I'll send you a picture, all right. Okay. I'll make sure you remember me.
Try to at
Here,
least have some of your clothes on.
a blanket counts, right? Here, hold on. And Clint will send a very sloppy selfie of himself in bed with a lamp on, just sprawled, half covered.
No one has any
There you go.
no one has any business looking that good 3 sheets to the wind.
Well, I mean, I got 2 more sheets, so maybe that's helping it out.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Clint.
You got it. I look forward to it, and I can't wait.
Drink some water and get some sleep.
You too. Have fun at your appointment. I'll call you later.
And she hangs up.
Clint falls asleep with the screen still on her conversation.
Thank you for listening to Apotheosis, a Mutants and Masterminds actual play by Hallowed Haven Studios. GMing for this actual play is provided by Bloodied Porcelain. Andre Briscoe is played by Solomon. Blythe Zhang is played by Clara Allison. Clint Brazos is played by Gavin Cash. Oliver Bright is played by Gary. Steffan Varger is played by Heretic. Our intro music is by C.K. Martin. Our art is by Ova, who can be found at fiverr.com/letsgospaceman. Our editing is by Virons.